Hi, peoples! So, I have so much to talk about, and this means that I should probably try to post more than once a week. But here's the thing. Most stuff's finales, so, let's not worry about that quite yet. Okay, but so, I need to try to post more, because it's piling up. We have to talk about Once Upon a Time, How I Met Your Mother, Supernatural, Castle, New Girl, Gossip Girl, Covert Affairs, and Glee. Okay, and here's the thing. Might have to make 3 videos, which is, like, insane, because why do I have so much to say? Why do I have opinions? Okay. Or just 2, because Glee is definitely going to be its own video, because, look, this is front and back Glee. So, I don't know if that means I'm picky, or if I'm just opinionated. Okay, so it doesn't matter. So, let's just start from the top, which is not technically the top, but, you know, I'll try to go in order. Okay, so Supernatural, if you're following me on Twitter, you know I had some strong feelings about this. If you're not, you should follow me on Twitter, at Sam's Virtual Life. Okay, Supernatural, I have no words, I only have tears, because Bobby cannot be dead. Because if Bobby is dead, I'm pretty sure Dean is going to commit suicide. I said this. And then Sam is going to commit suicide, and everyone's going to be dead, and I'm going to be tragically upset forever. Because I was literally... here's the problem. I need to stop watching tragic things right before I go to bed. Because I'm like, alright, you know, it's late, so I'm just going to, watch something on the computer and go to bed. Like at 12:30, This is a bad idea. Okay, because my roommate is sleeping, I'm watching this, and I'm sobbing hysterically, trying not to wake her up. I was like, when he called them idiots and then flatlined, I was sitting there, and I was trying not to wake my roommate up, but I was sobbing hysterically, and then that makes it difficult to sleep. Okay, but so that was so sad. I like learning more about Bobby, but I don't appreciate that he has to be semi-dead for us to do that. And when he said, I adopted 2 boys and they grew up to be heroes, my heart broke into 100 million pieces. There was crying there too. Okay, so, and then at the very end, those were his good times with the boy. If he's dead, I am not sure I will recover, okay? So, there we go. Okay, what's next? Once Upon a Time! Okay. Kate, my friend Kate, she blogs, okay? If you're watching this, Kate, why do we have the same opinions on everything? Because I was reading her blog about Once Upon a Time, and I was like, well, gosh darn it, that's what I was going to write about. So, these are our issues. But, so, Prince Charming, I'm in love with him, number 1. He's beautiful. He is a beautiful man, and I'm pretty much in love with him. Okay, here's the thing, though. Do we know his real name? Because we know Prince Charming, but then they called him James, but then it wasn't really him. So I'm assuming they didn't, maybe the other guy was George. And I'm assuming when George died, they didn't start calling James, because people probably would have noticed. So if they're pretending that he was George all along, then they probably would have called him George. This leads me to believe that the original Prince Charming was, James, and so we still don't know what his name is. Does that make sense? Is that just ridiculous? Okay. Henry was hardly in this episode, and I didn't really miss him. He's not I know some people really hate Henry, and they think he's really annoying. I don't think he's really annoying. It was nice to have, a grown-up episode. Okay. Also, I love Mary Margaret. Her and Prince Charming are so cute, and I don't like calling him David. I don't like the name David. Okay, Mary Margaret, it's fine to call her Mary Margaret, but he's Prince Charming. Okay, so I love her, and that was really sad, and I don't know why I thought 6 episodes in, Prince Charming, one of the major characters, was going to remember who he was, but when he saw the windmill, I was like, he remembers, and this is great, and he's gonna help in Operation Cobra, and it's gonna be... No, I got my hopes up. Okay, also, why didn't Emma cry when she found out that the sheriff, whose name I believe is Graham, was doing the mayor? Because there are 2 reasons she could have cried, and this is where what my friend Kate wrote was word for word to what I was thinking. Because she either cried because she thought he was on her side and now he's with them on the mayor's side, or she cried because she likes him, or a combination of both. And I kind of think she likes him, and I think that's adorable, because he's super hot too, and that's awesome. But I saw the previews for next week because a friend showed them to me, and I was like, whoa! Okay, so that should be great, and I hope he doesn't die, because that would be a shame. Also, do we know who Dr. Whale is? Because I read somewhere they were like, I bet he's the whale from Pinocchio, and I was like, who are you? That doesn't even make sense. Granted, I don't really know much about Pinocchio, so maybe he is, but that doesn't really seem to make sense to me. So I don't know. Who do we know? Because I honestly feel like the people who are doing the show should at one point, they should like compile a list of everyone who we do know who they are. Just for like help and stuff. Okay. How I Met Your Mother. How I Met Your Mother. I can't even, like, the first half of the season really sucked, and now these last, like, 3 or 4 have been, like, incredible, but they're, like, so tragically sad and awful that I just want to crawl in a hole. So at the very beginning, she was like, I ever told her how I met your father? I was like, I couldn't. I was, like, so happy. I was smiling so big, and I was like, oh my gosh, number one, they're throwing us a bone. They're letting us know that they eventually, even if it's not right now, they do get together and they do have babies, and she is the bride, and beautiful, my heart was soaring, and then I was so happy, right? And then when she was at the end, she was like, I'm happy you're not real. I was utterly devastated. I was like, really? Seriously? I was so mad and hurt and just really sad. Okay. Okay, and now I'm really sad because, like, so she never has kids, and since Barney wants kids, I feel like maybe he doesn't marry her, which makes me also eternally sad. So I need someone to reassure me. Okay, and here's the thing too. I was just hoping that, you know, she's never been pregnant, maybe they adopted a baby or something cute, but if Barney wants kids, I can't see him being with Robin, who doesn't want kids. You know? Okay, and also, here's another thing. Does she ever tell them that she can't have kids? Or does she just play off like she doesn't want them her whole life? Because that would be really sad. Okay, but I really wanted her and Barney to have babies, and I'm really sad. So her and Kevin are having problems. I don't think that we knew this, but I'm fine with it. LeBron jokes are amazing because people get really offended, right? Like, they interrupted the news when he went to whatever team he went to. Like, it's a big deal in Ohio, okay? So that was hysterical. And I honestly thought that she was gonna kiss Ted at the end when he, like, did that thing for her, and I really feel like they're winding up for another Ted and Robin getting together, and I really don't appreciate it or like it because we've done that so many times. I'm sick of it, okay? But I honestly thought she was gonna kiss him, and I was gonna be like, you are a hot damn mess. So I'm glad she didn't, and I'm glad that Ted's a good friend. Ted is a good friend. Yeah, so, good episode, but I'm just devastated forever, so that's cool. And then we'll do Castle. What else do we have to talk about? Gossip Girl's gonna take, you know what, we'll do Castle, okay, and then we'll move, yeah, we're gonna do Castle. Okay, so Castle, there were so many sexual innuendos. Like, how many times could they make it look like they were actually having sex, but then they weren't? Because that was, like, funny the first time. But, like, every time they were, like, doing something, they, like, made it look like they were doing it. Like, seriously, let's be a little mature here. Okay, and then, how many shows did they do that where, like, people talk about, oh, how can they not see? They're supposed to be together. They both want to be together, blah, blah, blah. I know, that's crazy. How can't they see it? Like, we get it. It's funny. And I find it odd. Okay, this is one of those things that I'm not sure if it just started or if I just noticed. They're calling Esposito Javi, because his name is Javier, okay? They call him Javi and Espi, which, I just noticed this. Has this always been happening? Because I'm pretty sure they've called him Javi like 5 or 6 times in the last 2 episodes, and I just noticed it. Or they just started, so that's my question. I don't know. To me, it's just weird. Like, Javi? I don't know. It's weird. Okay, are you guys gonna be mad if I do 3? I just feel like it'll be easier. Okay, you know what? I'm doing 3. Okay, so I have nothing else to do. Just kidding, it's finals? Whatever. Yeah. Give me a minute.